Few places are unapologetically American as a Marylander with their state flag. Seriously, we put that thing everywhere, and I'm no exception. And few places scream Maryland more than Annapolis.
That doesn't scream America, I don't know what does.
Home to the United States Naval Academy, you've got your typical things like 19th century houses and old roads, and just the right amount of small town charm. So on this foggy morning, we're driving down to Annapolis to do our typical thing and explore the city with a reasonable budget. Let's see if we can keep this day under $100. Sarah's vlogging behind me. I'm vlogging on this camera. She has the Osmo and her phone. There's a lot of cameras going on right now. We found parking. I feel like it was pretty easy, which is rare. We're gonna get some food and then find some coffee. Today is apparently a boat show, so maybe we'll see some cool boats out in the water. And if there's one thing Maryland does well, it's adding crab meat to any food and making it taste better. It doesn't even matter if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Crab cakes and football! Nice. That's what Maryland does!
Now, typically our go-to Maryland breakfast spot is Miss Shirley's, but today in Annapolis we went to Chicken Ruth's, which is like greasy spoon, classic diner. A lot of really great milkshakes, all-day breakfast, and phenomenal crab cakes. I got a crab cake egg Benedict, and Tony got some sort of bagel.
Bagel.
Bagel. It's like a full crab cake on top of the Benedict. Pretty good.
I couldn't quite finish all of it, but Tony had no problem eating the rest. And to kick things off with this budget-friendly-ish adventure, we're already starting out with $33 spent.
So Sarah, I think this is your second time in Annapolis.
Third.
Third?
Yeah.
What was the first?
First, we came here, I think, to get drone shots. Second, we came here because we were gonna film a video and then it was raining and I think we were really tired.
And then this is the third.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 2 of the times we've been here in the winter or when it's cold.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad today.
It's not cold.
So what are your impressions?
Very cute. Just like a little East Coast coastal town.
Annapolis is a treasure trove of colonial history. Everywhere you turn, there's historic buildings or houses, each one with a plaque sharing its story from centuries ago. What you doing?
Filming a Q&A for Patreon. It's where we spill all the goss, all the tea, because it's behind a paywall. Now, that paywall is only $3. So if you are nosy, like I am also nosy, and you want the tea and can afford $3 a month, consider joining.
That was the best plug I've ever heard.
Thank you. Or for $7, you can get a few extra perks and a postcard.
Wow.
A couple postcards a year.
They're nice postcards.
Yeah, depending on when I remember to pick them up when we're traveling.
Speaking of postcards, this street is perfect to pick up some. It's lined with cute antique and souvenir shops, including this cozy little bookstore and coffee shop that we're heading to.
Ow.
Why'd you open that?
So this is called Old Fox Books. Inside is super cute, but once you get your coffee or book, outside is where you want to go. There's kind of a hidden gem garden that's perfect to chill out in.
And a malted maple latte iced with oat milk.
The garden has some fun little designs that make it feel just slightly magical, like this fort made out of books.
This is kind of cool.
We could have easily spent hours just hanging out here, but there's way more to this place than just books. Like hidden gems and quirky little corners we almost missed. And if you make your way to this bookshop, don't forget to check out the basement.
I don't know if I should touch that, but I probably shouldn't. Well, that's creepy.
It's kind of like a little colonial Olympia with less hippies and anarchists. Back in Venice. That doesn't scream America, I don't know what does.
What, driving a giant boat truck?
With an American flag on the back.
We decided to head to a cultural gym that doesn't get nearly enough attention. And that's exactly why we had to check out the Banneker Douglas Museum. Well, we don't typically go to a lot of museums unless they offer something unique and different, and that's kind of the case here with the Banneker Douglas Museum. It's named after iconic native Marylanders Benjamin Banneker, Frederick Douglass, and Harriet Tubman. The museum is truly a hidden gem in Annapolis, and it's not just about looking at old photos and artifacts either. The museum is super interactive. There's videos, soundscapes, and even hands-on activities that make the experience really engaging. What I love about this place is its role it plays in the community today, and it offers workshops and events that bring people together and educate the future generations on the importance of African American history.
Oh my gosh.
Before we left the museum, we found some familiar faces in a magazine.
They look familiar? That's so funny.
If you've been following us on socials, you know that we created 2 episodes for a show called Destination Maryland, and oh yeah, we won an Emmy for it. So it's kind of surreal and pretty cool to see the show promoted and our faces in a magazine. But back to the museum. It's free to explore, but donations help preserve Maryland's African American history, art, and culture.
We're back, baby. We're back.
Name me one of those.
You good. Bucket hat. Yeah,
Ooh,
wouldn't fit on your head.
Put my Old Bay on Old Bay. Continuing on, the Naval Academy was our next stop. The Naval Academy is free to walk around, so it's another one of those really cheap activities you could do. But you can do walking tours, and they have like Segway tours and stuff that you can do around the academy. Segway?
Segway.
You can't go anywhere in Annapolis without trying a crab cake. Really, you can't go anywhere in Maryland without trying a crab cake.
You can't go anywhere with Tony without trying a crab cake.
So you can argue who has the best here in the comments if you want. We're not doing that. We're gonna go to whoever's closest, tastes good, won't break the bank, and is not super busy today.
Quite the criteria.
Why don't you have like a Maryland crab cake? I'm not kidding you. It's like everyone else, just see them for what they are, and it's just like cracker-filled posers. We are still trying to keep the budget around $100, and I think we're doing okay. I haven't really checked.
Well, breakfast was only like $40, and then the only thing we bought today was parking.
Yeah, which was about 20-ish, so.
All right.
Yeah, cutting it close.
60. So we have $40 to spend. All I want is a Diet Coke.
I realized I didn't include coffee in that. We'll have to come back to the total in the end. You know a place is legit too when you got your ketchup, your mustard, your salt, pepper, and then Old Bay seasoning. Classic.
Explain Old Bay to someone who doesn't know Old Bay.
It's like a crab seasoning. Really, they don't put Old Bay on crabs. Fun fact. But
I didn't know that.
yeah, that's a different brand. To clarify, although the flavors are very similar, with JL being a bit more salty and hot, most places use JL to season their crabs because Old Bay doesn't hold up as well to the steaming process. But Old Bay is literally used on everything else in the state. So we made our way to Dock Street, got our crab cake. Let's get into this thing. There's a lot of crab in this. It's pretty good.
Is it a cracker-filled poser?
It's not a cracker-filled poser. All crab meat. Look at that. Just thick, jumbo, lump crab. And it's in my teeth. Sarah, on the other hand, got a salad, but no one wants to see that, right? How's your salad?
Delicious. Thanks for asking.
That's so aggressive.
Because you said no one wants to see my salad. Said I like watching people eat ice cream cones because there's something very human about it. So you're not really doing it for any other reason than like pleasure. And everyone just kind of looks like a little kid when they eat it. But then I end up looking creepy because I'm just staring at people eating ice cream cones.
Anyway, our total was $55, and that was for the crab cake and the garlic shrimp Caesar salad. So now we're over by a bit. So I did some quick Tony math. Call it Tony math because it's never accurate. But I did some numbers crunching on our expenses so far, and we are somewhere around $120. So we are way over so far, and I think my crab cake was probably a big part of that. And I still want ice cream, so we'll be somewhere around maybe $130.
I got a crab cake too, though, this morning, so
You did get a crab
both
cake.
of our fault.
Yeah.
Came across some lovely folks who recognized us from either this channel or the Fair Drop channel. I'm not quite sure, but hello. First of all, if you ever see us in public,
Hi.
please say hi. We love that you said hello. Also, I'm very sorry if we looked really confused the first time because we're not used to it yet either. It doesn't happen a lot.
No.
So I think we were like, what?
And I'm from Maryland, so my immediately first reaction was like, oh shoot, I must have went to high school with this person.
Yeah.
I don't recognize them. So,
But thanks for saying hello.
yeah, for sure. There were a couple places we could have gotten ice cream, but I want the place that was named the best dang ice cream in Annapolis every year since 2004.
I don't know why it's blue.
Cookie Monster.
Oh. Yeah. Leave a comment with your go-to ice cream flavor. I'm usually like a cake, birthday cake. Cookie dough is also very popular. Anything like Oreo. Really anything that like a 7-year-old would get. I don't want to be messed with like Rocky Road. Nothing with nuts. No coffee. Pecan. None of that.
It's funny because like usually my dessert choice is very kid-friendly as well, except for my ice cream. Butter pecan is like up there for my favorite ice cream. But today I got Fruity Pebbles, Captain Crunch, one of the two. I think this is Captain Crunch. I was gonna get Cookie Monster. Sarah beat me to it. So in case you missed all the signs I filmed, they have been the best ice cream in Annapolis since 2004, apparently. But what I like about it is that you get like chunkies in it. like I got Captain Crunch, and you got like really chunks of like Captain Crunch pieces. Very good ice cream.
My point stands because there's like 4 children in here that all ordered the same ice cream that I got, which checks out with my preferences in sweet treats.
They didn't even know what it was. They just, I want the blue one.
Yeah.
So like I said, we went a little over budget. Well, we went considerably over budget. But here are some lessons learned. Everything we did today was free. So the only thing we paid money for was the food.
Also classic.
That's also classic us. So if you want to see Annapolis, you can absolutely do it for free if you don't want to get like a lot of the food. Obviously, you got to try crab cake. So that's going to be your big money spending thing.
Yeah.
Is the food and the crab cakes and the seafood.
But the next time we see you all, or rather the next time you'll see us, we will be in the UK, which is very exciting.
Just kidding. Our next video, we're going to be in DC, seeing how far we can stretch $100 in a day. And then after that, we'll be in the UK. So I think that pretty much wraps up where we've been. Let's talk about where we're going. So we have 2 US-based videos. Get out of my shot.
You hear what I said?
Get out of my shot.
Get out of my shot.
Get out of my shot.
Get out of my shot.